But yes, Georgia College, I love it here. My buddy, he just went into grad school and he was like, Ryan, I'm super pumped to be in grad school because now I can tell all the freshman girls that I'm technically a freshman again. And I was like, yeah, but that won't hold up in court. That's why they call it undergraduate, no pun intended. Yeah, yep, I said it. But anyway, I love this school. One of the things that has baffled me about this whole area is the 3 precincts of police that we have around here. What are they doing?
Thank you.
On a Thursday night, there's like 97 cop cars between Velvet and the campus theater, and like there's no cops anywhere else. I feel like that is a severe misallocation of resources. Because meanwhile, while you guys are busting some freshman kid for having a sip of a Newcastle at the Brick, when he walks outside and it's like he killed 15,000 people in Grand Theft Auto, and there's like 18 shoppers like, drop the Newcastle, kid. Like, whoa! Seems a little much considering down the road, dudes are stealing TVs at Walmart. Like, just keep loading them up, dude. It's Thursday night. Nothing to worry about. They're all downtown. Yeah. No, thanks. Hey. I'm not as nervous anymore. Okay. There we go. That was so gay. Anyway, one of my favorite things about Milledgeville is My Cats. My Cats is literally the worst website ever made. If you're a Georgia College student, I hate getting on My Cats. It is terrible. And that also makes it awesome. Let me take you through a typical visit into the MyCats website. For those of you who don't know, this is the website that's like a portal for students to access, voting for SGA or extremely outdated news feeds or something like that. But we use it all the time when we have to register for classes and stuff like that. So it's a part of our lives, unfortunately. Now, you log on MyCats and there's 7 tabs at the top. One of which is labeled not valid. And you click on that tab and there's literally nothing on the page. They just wanted to like punish the tab or something, like you stay, you're not valid. And then at the very end they have another one that says My Scratch Pad. Also, no place to input scratch. Nothing, just a blank page. Speaking of My Scratch Pad, what is with the overkill of the Bobcat puns? We get it. We are Bobcats. I don't need on my cats, cats, tail, paws. Is this a school or a strip club? Because it sounds like a strip club. Hey bro, did you check the tail earlier? Yeah, I did, dude. Paws was good to me. In that sample conversation, it sounds very much like a strip club. Now, one of my favorite stories, or one of my favorite things about my cats, as I said earlier, is the news feed. The news feed is supposed to keep Georgia College populace up to date on what's going on in the world. Fortunately for my comedic value, it sucks. I want you to imagine that you are an alien who landed and you get out of your spaceship and go to the Books and Brew, because that's the obvious first choice for an alien. And you log on to MyCats to see what's going on in the world, because you're like, hey, I'm in space, I don't know what's up, let me check it out. This is what MyCats would have you believe is going on in the world. And people with smartphones can get on and try and prove me wrong on this, but these are actually the news stories the website has displayed. I don't know if you guys know, but a Chinese woman injured herself preparing for the rehearsal of the Beijing Olympics opening ceremony. That happened in like 2008. Also, huge piece of news. This isn't newsworthy anyway, but they still have it on the website. An actor in the upcoming film 40-Year-Old Virgin was convicted of murder. How long did 40-Year-Old Virgin come out? Like a decade ago. And finally, I don't know if you guys know this, but our president, President Bush, recently tried to put more troops in Iraq, and this was not well received. In 2007! The MyCats newsfeed is deceiving aliens all over the place, and I hate it. It sucks. I did have one particularly awesome experience on this website when I was a freshman. There was a guy with a knife outside Foundation Hall, and he was pissed. He just had a knife. He was like, ah! Just mad about it. So I got a knife, I'll stab you. And so I log on to MyCast to check what the dealio is. And it says in big bold letters at the top of the page, armed knifeman outside foundation. But in the same font, right underneath, the same size, it says, Sonic now accepts the Bobcat card. So I was like, man, what am I supposed to do? These are both of equal importance. They're the same size text. Am I supposed to leave Wells and try and get to Sonic without getting stabbed? I think like 15 stoners got killed that night. Yes, I love my cats, it's awesome. But while I'm beaming with school pride, let me talk to you a little bit about my career as a student ambassador. Yes, it's been awesome. We've had quite a lot of good experiences. I always get worried when I'm on tours with the student ambassadors because especially when I was a freshman, I knew some of my friends were going to come out at Wells Hall drunk as piss. And like literally piss all over one of the tour goers. Hasn't happened yet, but I'm always worried about it just because I know my friends. And we've had some interesting experiences as ambassadors. A couple great questions have been brought up in the past. Like one man asked an ambassador, hey, is there any place where my son can go and blow off steam? And the ambassador replied, I mean, there's like a lot of bars downtown that you can go. And he goes, no, winks, and then says, blow off steam. Yeah, oh yeah, this dad is weird. And then we had another educated man ask us, what was the closest way to get to Etonton? It's true. All I could do was laugh at him for how lousily he must have done on his SATs when he called it epitome instead of epitome. But we've had some good times. It's been great. The last thing I really know is the internet, and particularly Facebook. I love Facebook. I just switched over from Zanga about a week ago, and it has been awesome. Yes. Facebook's fun. But Facebook updates a little too fast for me, to be honest. Like, has anybody noticed the new addition they added to the top of the chat bar? Which is this ticker tape of worthless crap that your friends are doing? What is that? It's like, John just got a cat. John tagged photos of the cat. John and Sarah both love the cat. Sarah just murdered the cat. John just murdered Sarah. You're just like, whoa, I do not care about this at all, yet I've spent the last hour and a half looking at John and Sarah's cat and the murder investigation that will follow. Do not get drunk and log on Facebook, because that will take 2 hours of your life you can never get back. Now, one of the things that hasn't changed at all since Facebook started are mirror pics. Mirror pics, send a message. Ignore this friend request. Guys, let me tell you what it seems like to me when I get a person who sends me a mirror picture friend request. Hey, what's up? I literally have 0 friends to take pictures of me, so I'm gonna do it myself, in the bathroom, shirtless, with 2 PBRs in each hand and Ray-Bans on. No way, guys. I know that you took that picture. There's no way somebody walked in on the bathroom while you were doing that. Absolutely not. Mirror pics. Very easy to ignore a mirror pics friend request. And no guilt, no sleep lost over it at all. Now, I had a pretty interesting experience on Facebook as of recently, and I kept some of the documentation. There was a woman who friend requested me, and her name is Sarah Maloney. Are you here? Because I'm about to ruin you. And Sarah Maloney friend requested me, and I saw that she had some of my friends in common, so I was like, okay. But I looked at her information, and it said she worked for Berkshire Hathaway in New York and attended an art school in New York. So already there's a little bit of incongruency with Sarah Maloney, which name sounds a lot like Sarah Baloney. But anyway, I accepted her friend request. About 48 hours later, I got this message. My hands are sweaty. Hi, I know this is really random, but I finally switched over from MySpace. You live in New York City. That's like Japanese kids still playing N64. No way! And the thing suggested we become friends. I figure you seem pretty cool, So why not, LOL? Ha ha ha! Laugh out loud. Anyway, a little about me. I would say I'm spontaneous and very down to earth. I'm unlike a lot of other girls you'll find. I'm pretty much a social butterfly, which every time I read that to girls, they're like, oh my God, what a slut. So do not put social butterfly on any of your information because it deems you a slut for life. Anyway, I noticed we aren't too far away from each other, which is really cool. So maybe we could meet up sometime for coffee? I'm trying to attach more photos of me, but it's not letting it go through, probably because they're naked. Do you have an email I can send the pictures to instead? Tempting. So my options with Sarah are threefold. 1, ignore the friend request. 1, completely disregard this message. 2, despite being in a committed relationship, send her my email. See what kind of nudie pics I can score. Because they're awesome. And 3, try and out-creep this clearly lonely 56-year-old man who has nothing better to do than try and creep out kids like me. So I decided to play ball with this lady. And here's what I responded with. Hey, Sarah. Sorry it took me so long to get back to you. I've been incarcerated again for the weekend. When are the courts going to realize that all my experiences with women have been consensual? Am I right? Anyways, looking for a fresh start despite weekly meetings with my parole officer, LOL. Oh. Where do you live nearby? I would love to grab coffee with you sometime, but money is a little tight right now with all the bail money and the occasional illegal drug expense. What can I say? I'm a social butterfly. I'd love to have a good time. I think we'll get along well once we meet. I would love to meet up whenever you're free and available. I make the best homemade coffee. You should just come to my place and we'll see how things go. And before I ended it, I wanted to add one line that would just absolutely freak this person out, man or woman alike. So I added, don't bring a cell phone. And she has yet to respond, which can only mean that I am more creepy than a professional pedophile. Thank you guys very much.